Hi everyone, and this is something different that I usually don't do. I don't like talking about current news and other subjects. I just like reviewing material, and that's it. But this is something that really hit home with me, and I'm really fed up with seeing what Toy does to people. Now, if you don't know, there's a YouTube channel called Totally Not Mark, and he produces very, very good critical reviews on his favorite TV shows like Dragon Ball Z and One Piece. And I'm not really familiar with his channel. I only heard about his channel from this fiasco. I skimmed through it. He does really good work. And what's really good is that he follows all the basic rules of fair use. However, Toei Animation decided to strike 155 videos of his. And this is absolutely ridiculous. And this is not like, say, someone is uploading a video of an episode and that's it. And of course, take that down. But this person critiques a video, transforms it in every which way. But Toei has been notorious at doing these content ID claims. And the reason why I'm really fed up with it, because it's happened over and over and over again. It's just not like, oh, there's one major screw up and then Toei learns their lesson and they stop. No, it keeps happening. And he is a recent victim of it. What really hurts the most is that Totally Not Mark really loves Dragon Ball, really loves One Piece. That's the reason why he makes his videos, and that's the reason why they're so good. When a company does this, it really does more harm than good. The reason why this happens is because Japan doesn't have fair use clauses. So whenever someone uploads any type of material, they really don't take account for it. And all it does is harm your fan base, the people that love your material. What makes it even more ridiculous is that Toei actually wanted to work with Totally Not Mark and doing some kind of brand with them, and then they pulled this thing. When a company does this, especially if it's a franchise that you really love, it doesn't matter what, you lose your motivation of wanting to do it, the drive to keep making content and stuff on stuff you enjoy. It sullies that. And even if, say, this stuff gets cleared and you move on to it, it still hurts. My channel originally was all about Power Rangers. And originally I had discontinued them because of the whole Kappa situation. But that was really the final nail in the coffin. What really pushed me away from doing PR reviews and other material was because of Toei. From either the toys, the TV shows, Super Sentai, showing the different comparisons between the two series, like goods, positives, that. I had a love of doing these type of videos for PR and Super Sentai. I mean, I have love for many different franchises from Toei Animation, but I just don't cover them anymore because of the abuse that the company does to people. I'm one of those crazy fans that loves a property that will spend $500 on the Digimon Adventure Blu-ray just to have it, because I'm fucking crazy. Of course, Mark has the option to counterclaim it, but because he has to deal with 155 videos, it will take him roughly 37 years. And I highly suggest you watch his video because he breaks it down in much more detail. But he basically did defeat a few of them because, again, these are ridiculous copyright claims and they don't hold up if the person challenges them. The problem is the process takes ridiculously long. And it's most of the time abused by the companies. I've had this done to me personally. One of the last years that I was dealing with Power Ranger videos, Toei had done this to me and copyrighted claimed 85 videos of mine from different type of subjects, and most of them for, discussing the various episodes. All of them were claims, and I would have to fight exactly like what Totally Not Mark is going through. The only difference is I was so fed up with Toei abusing fair use. Now, mind you, when I first began this, I understood fair use and how to deal with it. And, back like 10 or 11 years ago, I did get a few copyright claims on my early PR videos, and I dealt with them. I think around in the first 3 years, I had gotten 3 or 5 videos claimed. And all 5 videos I won under fair use. I edit the hell out of my content, use it as limited as possible of the material because I respect that. I respect companies. A lot of times I didn't even cover Super Sentai because it wasn't licensed here. But I would cover PR every time like a DVD came out. I'm like, well, I have easy access to it now. I'll review it properly. So I stuck to very strict rules. And those first 5 copyright claims, I won and cleared them and moved on. Now, Toei, 8 years later, copyrighted claimed 85 of my videos. And remember those 5 videos that I talked about before? They reclaimed them again. So it doesn't really matter. And I know they hire third-party companies to do this because I know even though it says they're manually looking at my videos, no, they're not. They just simply look through the titles. It says Power Rangers. It says Super Sentai. They simply claimed it. I have proof of this because they were mass claiming all those videos, and they eventually ran into one of the videos that had no material whatsoever from PR or Super Sentai. It just had me talking to the camera like I'm talking to you now, and they claimed it. But 1 hour later, they went back and removed it. That means they were just simply click, 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 add, do claim. And they really never actually reviewed the video. Now, for me, I actually had planned this ahead because I always had the back of my head. I know how bad Toei Company is because I've seen it from Team 4-Star and other people who do parody works of their material, and they've done horrible things to them. So I had planned ahead in almost all my videos where in the project file, if something had ever occurred, I could go back, re-edit the videos, and remove all the stills. I use stills. I didn't even actually use video clips of the episodes in question. And 2 weeks, I painstakingly removed and re-edited every single video of one series. Anything that I didn't really care about, like it was either a bad video, I simply deleted. And re-uploaded all the videos. Like around 50 odd videos I re-uploaded. And even after that, 2 weeks had passed, they actually tried to claim the video again because they probably saw it as I reposted the video. I deleted the old video, reposted the new one. And at first, they didn't actually check the video to see that it was re-edited because I simply had pasted all the information back again. 1 hour later, they removed it. So I know Toei is actually not doing, genuine work in checking the video. They're simply looking at the titles and having a third-party company remove and claim them. And this is the reason why I don't do any PR videos anymore, because I'm just so fed up with the company. I don't want to be restricted in how I edit videos, do videos. The last few videos I did on PR, I mosaicked and did weird color patterns on the stills. And then most of the videos, I didn't even include stills anymore at that point because I just simply switched over to use toys in the replacement of stills from the footage. And it never works right. It just looks like a poor editing job and it's horrible. So I didn't care anymore. And this over time affected me from not watching the show. It would take me forever to watch PR episodes, Sentai episodes. I didn't really care about buying the DVDs, and I just lost interest. That was the main reason why. And I had so many different ideas on other subjects of PR I wanted to cover. I had 2 show ideas. One was about, I wanted to break down like a visual effects scene, like really cool visual effects scene in PR. I wanted to explain to people like how they did this, whether it's in the old series, modern series, break it down, see like how they put it together. And other video series I had thought about like how do the editing process is done on PR, like a breakdown how much Japanese footage is used from the Sentai and how it's inserted into the PR series and how they use it and manipulate it, change it around to fit the story. I wanted to do all these things and I lost all motivation the moment Toei had pulled this. There's also some critical reviews I wanted to do, like the Digimon Try movies. These have horrible subtitles because Toei forces their own subtitles instead of actually properly subtitling the show. It's this kind of crap amalgamation of using dub terms with the Japanese dialogue, and it's not properly translated, and I wanted to review it and that. But I can't because again, this is Toei. I don't want to deal with Toei anymore, so that's why I don't cover anything that involves Japanese animation or Japanese shows in general, especially if it's done by Toei. I just will not cover anything anymore. They lost me as a fan. I really stopped buying most of their products. The last thing I had ever bought from Power Rangers or / Super Sentai was from the Ninja, and I'd really never bought anything since. And whenever a show comes out, I'm like, yeah, I'll watch it. And then I really won't really care in general. Now, the reason why I made this video is because I want to also suggest some changes to the copyright claim system so that this could be reduced in the amount of abuse. one of the ideas I had is that the main way they abuse the copyright claim system is that you have 30 days to respond to a counterclaim. And a lot of times I dealt with that where they knew they had no case and they waited the 30 days for it to get cleared. One thing YouTube can easily do is instead of 30 days, it should be a week. Again, we have a company that hires a group of people to claim 150 videos within a couple of hours. They have the resources to read 150 claims within a week, okay? Another thing that should also be done is that if you do a counterclaim and you successfully get it removed for whatever reason, all the claims that a company does within the same month of one counterclaim being won should be automatically deactivated and then has to be reapplied by the company again. That way, this de-incentivizes the company to mass claim multiple videos because they would have to now turn those off, then redo the claims and do them one at a time. Why are we the ones always suffering, waiting 30 days, and then, of course, on top of it, the company themselves, the one who determines if our counterclaim is valid or not. And then we have to go through 2 additional counterclaim process to the point of, yeah, I'm going to go to the 3rd step and I want to now go to court with you. And then that's usually when the companies drop their case because, oh, now it becomes a real world matter where you have to now stick your nose into a court system. And they don't want to do that. What Toei does is unacceptable, especially for people like That's Not Mark. He tries to follow fair use as much as possible. I have done it. It's ridiculous with Japanese companies in general. Nintendo, for years, had abused this as well, where, oh, you can't use any of our game footage. And how many countless videos out there from Angry Video Game Nerd, Angry Joe, Game Grumps, where they showed a little indie game. Things like Markiplier playing Subnautica. That's free advertisement, and you can get a lot of people to buy your product because it's fans who like, this game is really cool and I enjoy it, and you get promotion. It's the same thing as when I'm talking about PR, whether positive, neutral, negative. I always try to be fair and try to be entertaining, and I just want to show my love to a series. It doesn't matter which, and that's what That's Not Mark was doing. And it really frustrates me that Japanese companies keep doing this. All it does is simply damage your brand. Everyone hates you. And the thing that I hate the most, the one thing I will say is that whenever Toei did this with the Power Rangers people, because this had happened with multiple people, at least I could say Saban Brands and Hasbro stepped in and basically told Toei to stop. Where's Funimation in all this? Toei did this horrible act toward this guy and Funimation doesn't say anything? I really hope that Totally Not Mark gets this resolved. I'm making this video to help him. Please check out his original video. He explains it in much more detail. And, I hope Japan, especially Toei, because not every Japanese company does this, but Toei and other companies gratuitously abuse the copyright fair use system on YouTube. And this needs to change.